Hey, what's up everyone on YouTube and Twitter? So today we're seeing Bitcoin move up, we're seeing Ethereum move up, we're seeing a lot of the alts move up. We're going to cover all of that in this video. So to start, if we're looking at Bitcoin, the one thing that I've been saying over and over and over on Twitter is that the bulls are in control. And the reason why I have been saying this is because Bitcoin is in an uptrend, right? We've seen many people call for pullbacks this whole way up, but despite that, Bitcoin has been making higher highs and higher lows. And on this recent pullback that we had, we never closed below this wick low. So it never made a lower low. This was still just another higher low, a continuation of the uptrend, which then favored a continuation back to these highs. And we are currently seeing that now. So Bitcoin, to me at this point, is pretty much set up at some point to at least test these highs and then probably break out higher. So Bitcoin is setting up really well here. I do believe the months of June and July are probably going to be good for crypto and Bitcoin. I think that at some point we are going to see this breakout. Maybe it will happen tomorrow or next week, but it's bound to eventually happen in my opinion. Overall, this setup is just favoring a continuation of this uptrend. So despite there being some bearish indicators out there, the price action is way more important than indicators. This is a bullish trend. This is an uptrend. This is higher highs, higher lows. This is just bullish structure overall. And a lot of people have just missed this. This is an uptrend. This favors a continuation. If Bitcoin were to continue, we would have to pull out the Fibonacci tool and measure it from this low to this high. And this would give us an approximate target from this breakout of around approximately $131,000. That would be the 1.618 target. That would be the main target for Bitcoin to then move up to if it's going to have this breakout here. That would be the first target to come into play. The target after that would be around $165,000, but we'll start off with this $131,000 target if we end up getting this breakout. That's the price essentially to watch if this ends up breaking out here. And the best way to confirm this breakout would be to have a weekly close above the all-time highs. If Bitcoin's able to do this on Sunday, then it's probably off to the races for Bitcoin. And the bulls are just definitely in control, obviously, if we start to break to all-time highs. And we are also seeing that across the board in Ethereum, in the alts. There's a lot of stuff going on there, which we will get to in a second. If you are interested, I do have a Patreon that can be found in my Twitter bio as well as the YouTube description below. I'm posting frequent video updates there as well as access to the private Discord where I answer all questions and post updates there as well. So if you're interested, I do have that. Also, if you are an active trader, we have been recently taking a lot of trades in the Patreon that have been working out pretty well. If you are interested, I did decide to partner with Blofin. It made sense for me to do so because it gave us discounted fees as well as all my members. So if you are interested, Blofin has all the great pairs. It has DOG, it has SPX 6900, a lot of the memes. It's been really great overall so far. So if you're someone who actively trades and is looking for a platform that has all of these coins and is looking to get 20% cash back from Blofin, I have an affiliate link right here in my Twitter bio, as well as my YouTube description below. So if you're someone who actively trades and is looking for pairs such as the meme coins or anything else, Blofin has all of that. So take advantage of it and check it out. Now, if we go back to the charts, Ethereum currently is looking really strong here. And if you look back historically, this resistance area that's coming close to now around 2850, typically, whenever Ethereum has broken through it, it has then ran up to $4,000 within a few weeks. If you go back here, this was back here in 2021, broke out of this, ramped to $4,000 within 2 weeks. You go back here, this was also 2021, broke out of it, ran up to $4,000 within a few weeks, within a month or so, it looks like. Then over here, same thing within a month, as well as back late last year, we saw the same thing, broke 2850. Ran to 4,000 within a month or so, about a month and a half. So nearly every single time, except this time back here, every single time Ethereum has broken above 2850, it has gone to $4,000 within a month. So the main thing to watch right here for Ethereum is getting a weekly close above 2850. If it's able to do that, if it's able to break through this resistance area, then I do believe that Ethereum is about to make a push to $4,000 relatively soon at some point, maybe in June or early July. It would make sense because that's what it's done historically. And if that were to play out, it would then essentially unlock ETH BTC, which has been in a downtrend for a very long time. But if we zoom in here, right here on today's candle, it's been in a pennant. And there's a few things going on here. Currently, it's trying to break out of this pennant. So we'll see if it ends up breaking out of this. I would like to see Ethereum break above this resistance area and then close above it, especially put in a high above this high from back here. If it can do that, then I think it's on its way. And if it were to break out of this pennant formation, the breakout target is all the way up here. This is around approximately 0.0344. So this would be almost an over 30% move against Bitcoin. So that would actually line up with the idea of Ethereum making about a move from around $2,800 to $4,000. That would be about a 50% move, but Bitcoin is moving up as well. A 30% move against Bitcoin would pretty much put it at $4,000 or so. And if that were to happen, that would essentially mean that Bitcoin dominance is almost all but certain to go down. If Ethereum makes this move up against Bitcoin, this will push Bitcoin dominance down, as Ethereum is the largest weighted altcoin in Bitcoin dominance. So if Ethereum starts to outpace Bitcoin, starts to move up against Bitcoin, starts to break out against Bitcoin, then Bitcoin dominance will definitely come down. And at this point, there's two main areas you'd want to look for to confirm an end to this massive uptrend that Bitcoin dominance has been in for almost the past 3 or 4 years now. And that falls around approximately 60% as well as 62%. You could make the argument, right, that this was the last low. So if it goes below this area, we would have a lower low. But I would personally like further confirmation. If it broke below 60%, wouldn't be that much further. If it broke below 60%, then I believe that the uptrend is now over for Bitcoin dominance, and we will start to see Bitcoin dominance really start to roll over, which historically is actually the best time for Bitcoin. If we go back historically, Bitcoin has made its largest moves when Bitcoin dominance has been rolling over. If you put the Bitcoin chart up here against the Bitcoin dominance chart, you'll notice something, right? When Bitcoin dominance started to roll over, this was back in 2017. That's also when Bitcoin started to go on its parabolic run, right? So despite Bitcoin dominance dropping here all the way from this high, all the way down to this low, Bitcoin was going up during that time. And then if you go back to last cycle as well, when Bitcoin dominance started to drop here, Bitcoin was around the approximate price of $24,000. And by the time it found its bottom, Bitcoin had reached $69,000. So when Bitcoin dominance drops, it is bullish for Bitcoin, it's bullish for Ethereum, it's bullish for the alts, it's pretty much bullish for this whole entire space. It's usually the point in the cycle where everything starts to get euphoric, starts to get extreme. So we could be at the precipice of that at this point. If Ethereum does make this move against Bitcoin, then we could be very, very close to this move happening where Bitcoin dominance drops, Ethereum BTC starts to move up, Ethereum starts to move up, Bitcoin starts to move up, and pretty much everyone wins at that point. So we could essentially be at this point if Ethereum decides to break out here. So that is the main thing to watch going forward. We'll watch to see if Ethereum can break out of this pennant and then continue higher, as well as push Bitcoin dominance down. So if you enjoyed my content, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching on Twitter, make sure to also follow on YouTube. I will see you guys in the next video.